on to the winners of today, who smashing United 5-0 at Old Trafford. And I passed the 1-2. Mr. Del Piero, you've been dying to say things. I passed the ball to you.
I got a special guest in the show today. Here he is. Boom. Boom.
Welcome, Jürgen.
Boom.
Welcome.
Boom. Boom. Thank you, Mr. Klopp. That's my intro. Let's pass it on to the other guys. Surreal. What a night. What a night.
We have a good here today, guys. We have Liverpool supporters in Sweden, in for sorry, and Priya. We have MKV, Musa Veli, and Yusuf Jabul. We welcome them all. Mr. MKV, from a point of view, give us your thoughts.
Bad day at the office today. Players, management, coaching, what you need to hang their heads in is completely unacceptable from everyone. Ole is at fault, absolutely, to take a game at home or anywhere. We all played ball, guys. You go and fight for the ball. You don't watch. You don't ball watch. And
Yes, you can laugh.
It was
it's
just
all right.
and unacceptable from everybody. Acceptable. And the fact that it's happened to these chaps against these chaps was. But we've got something else in store for them. About that later. On today's performance, no United supporter is happy.
Priyesh Singh, welcome. I know you're a big Liverpool supporter. And views on Mo Salah, your performance, and Mo Salah for Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, Mo Salah for Ballon d'Or is going around. But look, I think it's a long way to go in the season. It's only October. No one wins any medals in October. So for now, I think he's on good form. On form alone, maybe best player in the world on form. But it has to be proven over a bigger, I think, period in order for us to actually talk about Ballon d'Or. But that we'll talk about at the end of the season or towards the end. The Liverpool performance, again, I think us Liverpool fans, we've been spoiled a little bit. Listening to the Man United side of things, our team are workaholics. They close down the ball. They know their job. They might not be superstars in their positions, but what they do when they don't have the ball, I think makes them bigger superstars than they do have the ball. From the game itself, fantastic game, exciting to watch from a Liverpool point of view. But I can't help but feel I would prefer to play a much more stronger United team. I would rather win this game 3-1 or 2-1 and come out where both teams played well. I think that will just be a sweeter win. But 5-0, I think it's the most I've ever seen Liverpool score against Manchester United in my lifetime. In the Premier League era, if that's anything. And Mo Salah scoring a hat-trick in Old Trafford, I believe the last person to score was in the 1930s. So yeah, I'm just buzzing. It's happy. It's nice here in the household. We're excited, and yeah, I just can't wait to hear everybody else's comments. And then as we go along, I'll jump in.
Tops. Father must be upset.
Thanks, Priyesh. Musa, assalamu alaikum. How are you? I know you are a big United supporter. I just got a question and thoughts on the game. But a good comment came from Riza Bodiat here. You as players not playing for the man and wanting him to get sacked.
We seem to oh, there's one. Oh, we lost Musa for now. Jive, move on to the next.
Maybe Mr. MKV, you can answer to that question.
No, I don't think it was
So,
the players wanting to get sacked. I think asking me or Joe?
I think he's asking
no,
you.
I'm saying because we lost Musa, so I'm saying any of the United supporters are free to answer that question.
They can't talk. They can't talk.
Look, for me personally, Jive, I think always lost the dressing room already. This game was lost already on the team selection. Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
So I think always lost. I mean, you're playing at home. You're playing against Liverpool. You're not playing against any other team currently on form. I mean, they are on the top, and they are. I mean, Salah on form the way it is. You can, I don't know, from the reactions of the players, I think his team selection already lost the game for me personally. For me, and I agree with Jive on one thing, I don't think Ole is the guy for the job. I think even John Baglan for once, I mean, you guys Liverpool commentator, he said it perfectly. You can't put Ole in the class of Pep, Tuchel and Klopp. I mean, they're worlds apart. And I mean, when you come out and you're leaving players like Pogba on the bench, no matter what Pog's, he for me should be in that starting line at any given time. But Liverpool, and I mean, I think a lot of players say this, when you walk down the tunnel and you look at the 11 you're facing, and then you don't see players like Pogba and them on the bench. Personally, you lost the game there already. And I mean, with Liverpool flying so high, you had to go with your best team at home to give them a show. It was embarrassing. I mean, normally, you know, on the groups, I'm always giving the guys a hard time, but for once, I don't know what to say. I personally wish they sack him. I think he's still got a decent team. I don't know if they can challenge for the title, but top four, they definitely there. I just think he's lost the dressing room personally, and coming out, you can see the players they lost. And as for Harry Maguire, I have no words for that man. Jive. Absolute. I mean, I know I'm censored, so I'm not gonna say it, but he's absolute. Totally out. I don't think he
Thanks. Pass the ball now.
Playing for in the class of John Barnes there.
Oh, well done. Welcome, Nama. Welcome, Nama. John Barnes.
What a kid.
You know, to put it right, like Smith would say,
I think the game today, you even pulled out the John Barnes kid.
What a kid, I think. Yeah.
I know, Nama, a question to you. I know United were bad, but let's take nothing away from the Liverpool performance. I think what's your views on their performance? I think from the get-go, they were first to the ball. They wanted it more. They were more direct. What's your views on the Liverpool performance? Take away the bad United performance. What's the Liverpool performance?
Look, I think today our performance was. I think it's consistent to the last couple of games that we played in terms of possession, in terms of moving the ball around. I think United were atrocious today. Like you said, take nothing away from the Liverpool performance, but they made you. It was a training session. I mean, from the first 14 minutes, 2-0 up. I think Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire, or Jerry Maguire at least, like what I like to call him, terrible. I mean, from the first whistle, they were shaking in their boots. Liverpool, I think Liverpool knew that down the right wing or down the right was going to be the way to hit United hard, because Luke Shaw just didn't know what was coming. I mean, he was in 6s and 7s, and I think they pressed on that, and at the end of the day, we punished them, and we gave them such a hiding that they can keep quiet for a while. I think our groups are a little bit quiet now. We need to send the search parties out for these guys, and it's quite refreshing to see Yusuf Rasool actually admitting something. Thanks, Joe. You don't normally do that.
Look, that's the last time it's ever gonna happen. Enjoy your time.
I actually recorded that statement. So every time you say something now, I'm gonna replay it.
Thanks, Nama.
It's crazy.
Thanks, Nama. Musa, welcome back. Musa, a quick one to you when we lost you was, do you think the players played for the manager today? And supporters leaving, I think, 20-25 minutes before the fight?
Yeah, I think just to reiterate what the guys mentioned already, I think Oli has definitely lost the dressing room. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I think Oli's definitely lost. He's definitely lost the dressing room. There's
Just need to apologize.
there's
It's the
selection
first
that
time we're having so many guests on, and we have some issues. We're trying. Please bear with us.
So yeah, like I said, I think the selection process has been getting it all wrong. I think he rushed Maguire back. I think he's rushed Rashford back. And I think based on the fact that he's rushed his players back, the rest of the team are seeing that as a manager, he's got no trust in him. He's got a fit Eric Bailly. He hasn't played him. Maguire was atrocious against Leicester, was horrible against Atalanta. There's absolutely no reason for him to start today. There's absolutely no reason for him to start the last two games either. And you can see that. You can see that if our leaders are faltering the way they do, you can't expect the team to follow suit in any other way.
Well said, Musa, but does it hurt? Sorry, I have to give you a time.
I hear you.
No, look.
Just on United, on Liverpool, sorry, before I go to Mr. MKV,
Yeah.
what was the take on leaving Mane out and starting Jota and Firmino?
Look, I said it in the pre-match, the inclusion of Jota stepping up for the big games. And, he was instrumental in the first half for Liverpool. And I also called out Keita, who was excellent. And you know what? Once we went 3 up, it was curtains for the Manx. And Maguire had a shocker. I still say, you know what? How can you not have a world beater like Pogba in the team? Musa. Also, I would have maybe started Cavani, but Ole went for the same tactics. We're not complaining. On our side, that the guy stepped up and you know what? A big game like this for Liverpool to win it's surreal. I'm still in cloud 9. So, you know what? It's massive. Rivalries are huge, and we'll take this victory any way we want. With 5, we'll take it. We'll take it hands down. Like Naeem said, the guys are quiet. The guys are disappearing, and we'll enjoy the banter after.
Switch just to come in there. I know you and I spoke earlier, and we said that Klopp, in his recent games at United, he's very conservative.
Yes.
It's not that forward football that we're familiar with that Liverpool playing week in, week out. And when I saw the lineup today without the Mane and him starting Konate in such a big game, I went back to the fact that he's being conservative again. He's giving the new player a start against in a big derby. He's dropped Mane. So I also thought that he might have taken his foot off the gas for this game. But even though he hasn't started his first team, I think he beat United on all fronts purely because there's an agenda going on behind the scenes that we're not aware of at the United camp. And his players have thrown him under the bus today, and I think he deserves it, in all honesty. I think Oli is not the guy for the job. He's too much of a nice guy, and this is where it's got him.
Yeah, I think the writing's on the wall there, guys.
But Musa, what you just said now, I mean, what you put in can I just come in with a point? Even Klopp can see what Ole is right now. I mean, in a big game like that, you're giving guys to start up. it just shows that they don't fear United like they used to before, and they don't fear Ole. I mean, a Liverpool rivalry game, you're not going to give guys, I mean, like you mentioned in Konate and Jota over Mane. So you already see the mindset from Klopp and them. They know that United can be beaten and Ole doesn't have what it takes. I mean, that's something I'm looking at what you bring.
Absolutely.
Can
I
I
agree
ask just a
100%.
question to all the United guys because I also picked up the same
Mr.
thing.
MK,
But can I go? Just a question to the United guys. Do you think that all the star players that were signed has a clause in their contract saying if they're available they play? Because we're starting to see the same players who don't perform week in week out being selected first team. And nothing's being said. And the second thing is, with Ole's frailties of being a manager, knowing that Liverpool puts three in the middle. With Liverpool putting three in the middle, wouldn't it be better for Ole to have put three midfielders in the middle to take care of Liverpool's pressing? But instead, he plays the four attacking players and then leaves it just wide open. It's just tactical unawareness from Ole against a Liverpool team that's just relentless in the middle.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, for me, I would have packed the midfield. I would have rather even maybe gone 3-5-2 or something like that. Yeah. But you know what? To contain that midfield, because Liverpool press you all the time, and I mean, our centre backs are not really up to any standard. I would have really pressurized with the midfield and keep up. I mean, two strikers up front to put pressure up on them. I mean, Liverpool's defense has been, I wouldn't say shaky, but you can get through them. They're not solid like they were, I think, pre-Van Dijk injury. There's gaps that you can find and they're being exposed. And I think Ole missed out on that. He should have contained the midfield and put pressure on them. They could have got a goal. But I think we lost this game in the first 4 or 5 minutes. For me, I'm not saying when you play football and when your defense give away stupid goals like they did. I mean, I'm not saying Liverpool didn't play well. They played very well. But their goals were not fantastic, the first two goals. It was defensive.
Hazrat, come
No,
on.
yeah, push. If you look at Maguire clashing with Lindelof, come on.
Yeah, but
I
let's
agree.
go on
I
Maguire's
agree.
side.
Appalling.
The build up on our side.
Appalling defending. Appalling defending.
I'm not saying Liverpool didn't score good goals, but it was defensive errors. The first two goals, the third goal was a deflection.
But for 80 million pounds, you're supposed to be up there.
But if you lose
That's
the game
exactly
in the
what we're
first
saying.
5-10 minutes, it's hard to come back against a Liverpool team. If you understand what I'm saying, you're not playing Watford or Leicester. You lose 2 goals in the first 5-10 minutes. Very hard. Whether you have Ronaldo, Cavani up front, to claw it back is difficult.
No, Rasul, I hear you. Just before Mr. MK, on United, I'll give you a few seconds to think about the answer here. On the Pogba red card, I have mine. Just your card. On Yusuf Rasul and Musa's point about midfield. Already before the first goal came, there was a lot from the Liverpool midfield. And when Liverpool are a team that press, and there's 2 ways that you play out of a press. One is with quick command play, one is with the direct pass. And Liverpool could identify that the weak when they're building up were Maguire and the other central defender. So they identified that, and by United playing so slow out of the press, gave Liverpool a chance to win the ball easy and cause havoc. So for me, if I was a United manager, I would have let them play more direct and play through the middle. In McTominay and Fred, they don't have midfielders like a Juninho who can play on half turn. You understand? That's just my point of view about United. Mr. MKV, your views on the Pogba red card?
MKV still can't talk. Eh?
You know what? When that tackle, according to the rules, it's a red card. When the ref went to the screen, you know what? You know that's going to be a red card. It happens. It happens. It was a heat of emotion. Ronaldo in the first half also. Emotions get to the players. It's a big game. It's a red card.
No.
There's nothing to complain about there. These things happen. But it's not like having Pogba on the field would have affected the scoreline.
Do you think
do you think Joe Rasul said the game was lost in and the problem there? Shall I repeat your question?
Why I'm asking you this? So, do you think it was frustration from Pogba seeing your team being forced down, knowing you much better than what's on the field half time, and you're going in halftime and trying to change things at 4-0 down? I think it was more of a frustration challenge from Pogba.
100%.
Yeah, but it could be also the same frustration that Gerrard had back in the day when Gerrard was left on the bench.
You're losing at home to biggest rivals. You're getting at home. All the players frustrated. That was clear.
But I agree with you, Jai. On a day like this, if you had to choose Fred or McTominay over Pogba, I'd be upset about it. I don't blame Pogba for being upset, personally.
Look,
a man of that stature and you're on the bench. No, you're a world beater. You don't deserve to be on the bench. I disagree with MKV saying Pogba wouldn't have made a difference in the game.
You can pick that whole team selection. Right? We can go through the team selection. You ask me a question. Guys, the line is not very clear.
Jive, can I step in there quickly?
Are we losing you, Mr. MKV?
It's very bad.
We're losing MKV. Can I step in there quickly, Jive?
I
disagree with MKV saying how can Pogba wouldn't have made a difference because they were lost the game in the first 3 minutes. And you started a man, you would have started with a different approach to the game. You can't leave a man like that on the bench. So you can't say leaving Pogba out and you lost the game in the first 3 minutes. You guys lost the game in the first 3 minutes because of woeful defending.
Yeah. No. That's not the question. Was a different question to the question. The question was about
all right.
Pogba's frustration on the red card. I think coming. One thing important is, and I call everyone, as football players, you need to show some common sense all over the place. Some of them weren't even clear. A key problem: you cannot leave Liverpool's fullbacks alone. Right? Trent had a field day. Robertson was running all Greenwood and Rashford. As much as I love them, the home boys, the United boys, they did no defending. He's got his hands full with Salah already. 2 players on him. And then he's got this to deal with as well.
MKV, where does that come from? Doesn't it come from the manager? Aren't those instructions from Ole?
100%.
You can't blame the players for that. I mean,
the manager takes responsibility as well as the players. Totally.
Because if you look at parts of the game, again, I saw.
If you're a manager, Clive's a coach, he'll tell you.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't see Ole on the touchline asking any player to track back or shouting at any player for not doing his job. It seems like what they're doing is content with. He looks on and he looks content as if they're doing what he's instructed them to do. So I really don't know what's going on in terms of his
I
tactics,
agree.
because there's really no identity. But in most parts of the game, we saw again them going into a 4-2-4 formation: 4 defenders, 2 midfielders, and 4 attackers. And it seems like they're almost like little Popeyes instructed to stay there, wait for the ball, and then play on the counter or break, however they get it through. So I don't know how much you can put on the players here. I think the instruction is coming clearly from management.
Yeah, and you knew Salah is going to go at Shaw. That was a given.
Salah wasn't marked. Salah had a free run.
Guys, I agree with
He wasn't marked for his goal.
MKV, and I agree with
Those were free shots at goal.
Okay, can I come in now? I listened all the time.
John Barnes.
Look, you chaps are having a sad post-mortem of what Ole did and what Maguire. Basically, Swoosh, we punished these chaps, we finish them up. They are quiet now for like they can post-mortem the whole life there. We finish them, we pump them, it's clear.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
You know what? To all the colleagues on the show, we didn't beat you guys narrowly. We pumped you guys.
You know what? It's actually despicable what Liverpool did. I mean, I'm actually upset at my team. They had no shame. They effed us up. It is despicable. You guys must just be quiet next week, go sleep nicely, and finish. Post-mortem all you want. We finish.
Well said, Naeem Fakir.
It's a once in a life. Enjoy it.
Number saved data for 30 years to have this over. He got like fiber. I don't know where he's coming from.
You know, Pogba.
Finally got
from these hoes, man.
Henderson stole the ball from Pogba. He made a sublime outstep pass. Salah came. He finished it up. Frustration. He kicks Keita. Ronaldo also frustration. Kicks Curtis Jones on the floor. You know, we can talk about this all the time. All I want to say is there's the number, gents. There's the number.
5, Naeem Fakir. 5.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's a good question to address the MKV.
Okay, guys. Well, look, guys. For my side, what I pass to Mr. MKV, what Naeem is 100%. Let's take nothing from the Liverpool performance. I think top class. And what I've also noticed in whether we like it or not, whether you support United or Liverpool, the gap between Liverpool and United in a falling sense, just shown today how massive is it. And it also has shown us today that this is a 3-horse title race between Man City, Liverpool, and Chelsea. And I think the gap between those 3 and the rest of the English Premier League is massive. And Liverpool just showed that today. And so I think hats off to Liverpool and hats off to the way Klopp played this game today. They were outstanding.
Yeah, look, we're even getting chirped from Dubai there, man. Joe Bamji, yes, couldn't wait. One thing, Dubai in the house even here.
If it was the other way around, you also would have given hiding.
Huh?
If it was the other way around, you guys would have been punishing us already. So, you know what? Bend down, the old school trousers, put a duster over your head and take the hiding.
Java then is sushi. What you got?
Take the hiding.
We are taking
tape on the tape also.
Today was PlayStation football. PlayStation football. We finished the chaps.
No, I think actually Liverpool stopped playing after about 60 minutes.
Today,
It could have been more. Could have been more. If Liverpool didn't start playing that training game from 65 minutes, this could have been 7 or 8. But I think Liverpool did a good thing to United. We actually helped the team out there, but not shooting anything at the United fans. I think you guys are already suffering enough watching that team play week in, week out. So for me, I just hope you guys come better, because when Liverpool wants to win the league or whatever, most fans will want us to win the league, beating United at their best, not at their worst. So that's how I feel. But nice, interesting views. I think, yeah. But 5-0. Yeah.
10 years ago,
Swoosh,
10 years ago this
Swoosh,
weekend
yes, Swoosh.
at Old Trafford with Ferguson in charge.
Swoosh. Swoosh, today we
We're
got
back.
Lakiri.
We
You know,
will
when
come
you're
back from
walking
this.
down
Don't
and you
worry.
don't know where
Don't
that
you worry. We
Lakiri
will come
is.
back from this.
Look, I'm going to give a MKV a
Guys,
kick again,
let's
because
go
last
one at a
week...
time. Let's go. So let's one at we
Sorry,
All right,
guys.
let me go.
No, but yeah, I think this United team is not bad. I just think if they have the right manager and someone to guide them in the right way, I think they'll be top 4. I mean, you got players that you've signed, but they're not being given the opportunities. They're not being brought on at the right time, and you keep on going with your 2 favorites. I don't know, but anyway, we'll take the bantering, Swoosh. Don't worry, the Lakiri hit us. You know, like you said, when we were walking and out of the blue, that Lakiri hit you. That's how it was.
Yeah. I'm going to give MKV a kick again while he's down. Last week, MKV said, we will follow Ole wherever he goes. He is our coach. He is our manager. You know, we stand behind our coach. Now, Mr. MKV,
But
you
that
can't
sounded
stand
like
behind our
Liverpool, Swoosh. When you guys had your Kakarano managers, you guys used to do the same thing. Oh,
Look, like the man named Fakir said, stop making excuses and going, just take the hiding.
no, we got hiding. I tell you straight, it was embarrassing to watch them today. It was embarrassing. But we
We're not
united.
making any excuses. No excuses.
I more than that smirk on Jive's face.
We won't go away.
Jive, that smirk on your face. Come on, pull out the Rush top. The Ian Rush, number 9. Pull it
I'm
out,
neutral.
Jive. Come
I'm
on.
wearing Kaiser Chiefs. I'm neutral.
That smirk is
Kaiser
too
today.
much, Jive.
I'm
Stop
neutral.
it now. Like I told you so, you know.
It's Joe. It's very hard. It's for Jive to remain. So I have to give him special credit because he has to contain himself. It's very difficult, you know. It's like putting a kid in a telling them you can't have any sweets. That's where Jive is today. So full credit to our host for hosting us and for trying to be neutral.
That's a good one, MKV.
But you know the good with all your stars behind you. Yeah?
But in your words, Jabu, we're still on top, Jabu. Like you said, if Kiamat comes, United are top of the Arsenal.
You need to listen to a Liverpool legend. Jive, there's a Liverpool legend you need to listen to.
Yeah.
When they were having the discussion with Jamie Carragher told the chaps from Arsenal, you will never, ever be United, no matter what you do. That was from Jamie Carragher. It wasn't Scholes. It wasn't Neville. It was from Jamie Carragher, a Liverpool legend. So refer to him. We'll leave it to that. Arsenal are not in discussion.
Oh, but okay, we know what that is 100% right, and that will bring back to the Ole. It's what I said for weeks now, and I think Mouse said it earlier. You cannot when Ole next to you in the tunnel. There's no fear. I mean, it's like you know, it's like when you go and play 7-a-side Sunday league and you see who's playing there, or you see the coaches at local teams. You know, there's no fear there. You understand? And that's the feeling that Ole has brought. And I think United, with January coming quick, I think they have to bring in a manager that's bigger than the player. And the only one that I can think about that is Antonio Conte or Zinedine Zidane. But I think Swoosh and Priyesh will love to sign another 5-year contract.
Oh, yes.
Lifetime contract.
Look, Jive, they don't need Zidane or Conte or anybody.
Push,
They need-
please don't pick your nose on it right now, please. You know you German chaps have that habit. Come on, Push.
Boom. Boom.
Look, our man is laughing at us from Dubai. Check the comments out, guys. I know Joe Bamji. I thought MK when you said, one of the Liverpool legends. I thought you were talking about Joe Bamji because his comment came up at the same time. Oh, Joe Bamji.
No, for him, you need a separate show. For him, you need a separate show.
We have to.
That's a legend. That's a legend show.
But yeah,
Yes,
guys.
yeah, what's your take?
Are we rounding up?
Ask Priyesh one question before. I think it's a three-horse in City, Chelsea, and Liverpool. Do you think Liverpool have what it takes to close the gap and pop City this year for the title?
I don't know. The City is not the one that's scaring me. It's Chelsea. They lost Lukaku and Werner now, and they still scored 7. In fact, it might even show Tuchel a different way of winning now. So Chelsea scares me more than City, to be honest. With City, they have their run of games and then they falter a little bit. So let's watch City now after the Christmas period, and then we'll see. I think it's too early to say now. Both three teams are very close together. They're playing a very good football, different football. So yeah, I think we can, but we'll have to see. But Chelsea, for me, if I have to put my money down, I'll put my money down on Chelsea for now. But let's see after January what happens. Then I'll make a better decision. Better prediction then.
Naeem, John Barnes, Fakir, what's your last words?
It's gonna be a great week. It's gonna be a great week. You can bring Zidane, bring Conte. At this particular moment, you chaps need Jesus.
I'm holding my head, Jai. You can't put a guy like this on, please. He's finishing us here.
Yusuf, your thoughts.
Can we please screen Gesta?
Hey, look,
Jai, we'll
like
screen
I
guests in
said,
future.
like I said, I think I said it. United are lost, and like you said, if they don't bring a manager in, I see us top 10 personally. But just to put it swoosh, this is for you. About a few years ago, when the Nakari hit, you did this. You said we must go like this, and you turn away, swoosh. That's how I feel today.
Look, all I can say,
guys, I'm gutted, serious. No, not gutted. I think I'm more disappointed. You expect a better game from Liverpool United. And like you said, Liverpool are far above United. And it's disappointing you have a lineup like we have. And to get a hiding like that, it was a hiding. No words. For me, Ole out. Bring in someone new. That's where I stand on that. And thanks, guys, for the show and having me on.
Thanks,
Thank you, guys.
Your final words?
look, all I'm saying is these Oaks must take the hiding like a man. You guys got pumped. I'm happy. That's what I actually, it's like surreal. When I said it in the pre-match, I said we need to go out there and we need to give them hands. So happy for us. My father, it's like he's carrying on like he's fasting in Ramadan, so I'm staying far away from him. And just a question to the Manx, who next? Conte or Zidane?
I think Zidane. I don't know.
Mr.
Conte
MK.
might be too hard. I don't know. Personally, I think Zidane would be the ideal manager for United.
And sleep nicely. Take one sleeping tablet tonight and go to sleep. Have a mad lemon and a cigarette and sleep nicely.
Yes, please.
No smoking here. No smoke. Please stop
Oh,
promoting.
yeah, Ovaltine like the old man. Ovaltine.
No smoking.
Mr. MKB, before I finish off,
That's for old people.
Mr.
Know your age,
MKV,
Steve. Right?
You're right.
Mr. I read off your final thoughts.
Final thought after at the office, but we are united. We'll come back. Enjoy
100%.
enjoy your day. Once in a years ago.
My final thoughts, guys, is my son. I don't know when he became a United supporter, but he was. But I'm happy. He told me he's supporting Newcastle. So, that was a good thing Liverpool did. But but
Show
look,
me the
on
money.
a serious note, guys, I think yeah. No, but Priya, Im, Jabu, thanks. Musa, thanks for being on our show. And best for the season, guys. And Arsenal
Thank you.
is
Thank you for
coming
having us.
Tell MK we meet tomorrow.
Sharp,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
We'll be back tomorrow night.
Thanks,
We'll be
Ed.
back in the
Show.
Thanks for the invite.
review tomorrow. For the
Sush, don't forget your
managing
Mampara
multiple
of the week.
connections tonight. So apologies for the it's
Sush, can you do the lucky
it's this
for us?
Liverpool data, you know, that comes in and scores a key.
Look, he
Amparo of the week.
collected
Ole, ole,
Thank
ole,
you
ole.
guys. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming
having
on.
us.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Priyesh, guys.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Priyesh.